Jim and Terry Show coming to you from the Hobbit Hole Studio in Bobcaygeon. It's a cool but sunny day.
Yeah, hi, I'm Jim. I was just trying to get my headphones together here. And I don't know why I was trying to adjust it, because obviously if I'm hearing the music, it's the headphones. So it was your voice I couldn't hear, but you don't have that coming to this mic, do you?
No, and we haven't had that ever coming to the mic.
And that's another story.
And that's another story. We're thinking that might be a good title for the Jim and Terry Show. And that's another story.
Yeah.
Good
Because
title,
we're always
I think.
going down rabbit holes.
Well, we go wherever the public record takes us because we don't have a secret handshake or password or anywhere where we get top secret information. We don't even know about UFOs, Area 51. We don't know who's on first, what's on second. And I watched Rain Man last night.
Yeah, and quit monitoring our show. Quit it. Quit it. We're fine.
Oh, yeah, we haven't been docked, I don't think.
No, thank goodness.
Now, what's the difference between being docked and doxed? What's
I don't know.
that?
Docked is, do you get two doxed and you're doxed?
Two doxed equal a doxed.
Yeah.
I do know that doxed is when they reveal a photograph or personal identifying information, your address, your phone number, and send it across the internet to get people upset with you and show up at your house with signs and worse.
Okay, fine.
So I hope we never get doxed.
I don't want to be doxed.
No. God in the Docks was an interesting book. If I'm not mistaken, that was a C.S. Lewis book.
Was it?
Defending. C.S. Lewis was an apologist.
Yes,
apologizing.
Something I am not.
Yeah, well, you are. You
not really. I'm useless at it.
You defend your faith, and that's all that's asked of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
I do that.
There you go. We were going to talk. Well, we already did. Jim, carrying his coffee steadfastly down the stairs, mutters under his breath, "We've already done 3 shows, and we haven't even pressed record."
Yeah, we talk like crazy. Up having, as I'm jamming pancakes into my mouth, we're talking about everything that's...
all in the news.
Have
you heard?
News. Yes, I have.
Okay, well, let's go back.
Was it Weston that has to pay $500 million?
I haven't heard that, so you're going to have to speak knowledgeably
about it. Well, whoever
about
the bread company was that orchestrated fixed pricing for bread products, they paid a payout of $500 million and $500 million.
Okay, this is, while you were talking there, I got to the Financial Post, a conservative economic publication. Loblaws, George Weston, to settle bread price fixing lawsuit for $500 million, and it was the largest, you said it, antitrust. Yeah. Wow. Antitrust. So I smell stuff in the air, and it stinks.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I watched Rain Man. I think I stuck that in and you didn't respond to it, so I'm going to drop it again.
Okay.
And he's in a telephone booth, I believe, with Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman. He goes, "Uh-oh, fart. Uh-oh, fart." And Tom Cruise goes, "You didn't, did you?" Aw. Yeah, to old guys. It doesn't just happen to old guys. It can be anybody. It depends on what you had. How do we get onto gas?
I have
price
no idea.
fixing. How about gas price fixing? Maybe that's in the... This is from... Who took them to court? Is this a federal lawsuit?
Whoever puts the lawsuits together, but I'm kind of glad because it's one thing to up your own pricing, but to fix it all around across the board, that's just hurts poor people like crazy. So
that would be us retired guys. Fixed incomes.
Yeah. Well, I told you,
they're squeezing it from us, Jim.
I was looking at buns yesterday. That didn't sound right at all.
No, it did not sound right.
Hamburger buns.
Especially knowing you.
And I was with a friend, and I said, look at this. I said, I've had it with this. Like this shrinkflation is just becoming ridiculous.
There's that word, shrinkflation.
And I'm wondering if it's a part of this group because, now they have to pay out that money. So just bring the product down, charge a little bit more for it. So we're all going to end up paying anyways.
Well, this lawsuit has some interesting details. It's a class action suit. and it was brought against a group of companies that included Loblaws and the Weston companies, Metro, Walmart Canada, Giant Tiger, and Sobeys, and its owner, Empire Company Limited. It alleges that those listed defendants conspired to fix the price of packaged bread in Canada, and it was filed on behalf of the residents of Canada.
Good.
Yay! The poor people got together and sued. How about this? So the settlement involves George Weston paying $247 million in cash, while Loblaws would pay $252 million, made up of $156 million in cash and credit and $96 million for previously paid settlements to Loblaws customers under the Loblaw. Loblaws has a card? So I guess it gives reimbursements back. So I guess they take credit for that. Anyway, wow. On behalf of the Weston Group, says George Weston, we are sorry for the price fixing.
You're sorry you got caught, buddy.
There you go. So here we are in agreement. We're the small people, the retired people, the people with families trying to feed their families, and goodness knows you with 4 boys. I don't know how this pricing would have done you. Did your kids go through bread like nobody's business?
Oh, they went through everything like nobody's business. But
okay, so can we nail this down to bread? Would you have gone through 3 or 4 or 5, 6 loaves of bread in a week?
Oh, I'm guessing for sure.
You didn't do the shopping, did
of
you?
What we well, I know my boys loved it when I did the cooking. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Okay.
That okay was Jim realizing that we were actually playing Prophets, Priests, and I did get it right, poets.
Yes, it was in the background, and we did numerous shows last week about that, so it was good, and thank you. That was fun, actually.
You're welcome. And that would fit again with this context because we're talking about George Weston and the Weston Bakeries and bread, so your Prophets, Priests, and Poets might be bread as a metaphor, the bread of life.
Yes, it could be more of the exceeding needs. I don't know. I don't mind people getting ahead. I don't mind people having extra. I think it's great.
But conspicuous consumption, and I don't think in that glitch when their music came in, I think you were talking about a person you know of with 14 bathrooms and a 2-story.
Yeah, and they only stayed in the house two weeks out of a whole year, and because they had houses everywhere. And I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're only going to be there 2 weeks, for the cost of that house and maintaining it, why don't you just stay in a hotel? Or, and have your food catered to you, or a bungalow or something. I don't know.
Is there some way you can rationalize it by saying at least the workers were paid who built such a home? At least the gardener and cleaners are getting paid to maintain the home. Can we justify it by saying it's a make-work project?
Well, yeah, I can see that. One of my connections is because of gardening to that house. I can see that. And I'm not saying there shouldn't be mansions. I mean, that's everybody else's business. It's not something I really want. Even on my CD there, House of Mansions, the house, I put a shack, because who really needs a mansion in glory,
A thatched roof English cottage.
Thatched roof, yeah. So I can understand houses being built, but I don't know why you need 3 of them or 4 of them. But, and it was like that one pastor talking about what is on his 3rd jet. He has 3 jets. What do you need 3 jets for? Bad enough you have 1, in my opinion, but 3?
How about just bringing it back to reality, which is our kids' expectations of housing different from our own?
Well, now I don't have a clue how anybody can get anything. If you don't have a great big start, man, I don't know how you do it.
Can we talk about just what is the expectation of that start? Like, is anybody starting with an 800, 900,000 square foot home these days?
Oh, I don't. Well, not my kids. But
well, that's what I mean. Have expectations changed?
Yeah.
And that's a contributing factor to the overall system problem that seems to be around.
I'm glad my sons have a home. They have houses, all of them, and range from rather humble to kind of granular as far as I'm concerned. But they got them, and I'm glad about that. My bigger concern is if they're going to be able to keep food on the table if things keep going nuts. If people want like this conglomerate that fix the prices on bread. I mean, where's your conscience? I mean, what happened to investments? What happened to all that kind of stuff? You can pay out $500 million in fines, for Pete's sakes. Take some of that money before you're screwing people over and maybe buy a piece of property and just reap the benefits of selling it later. Why does it have to be on the backs of struggling people?
We're talking about bread, which is as basic as you can get.
Yeah, not an iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get varieties. I know people that paid $35 and for their phone, and mine costs a lot more than that. But that's my choice.
Yep.
But if I wanted just a phone, I can get just a phone.
Yes.
And I have a friend that's got one that flips out and everything. It doesn't take texts or nothing. It's just a phone, and that's all he wants.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's got money.
Keeping it simple.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an age and stage thing. Keep it simple, because definitely a complicated life does not become you and I at this stage. We want to unencumber ourselves. We want to get less complicated. Keep it simple.
If I had any which, really what I would want is, I like the idea of, and I feel pretty fortunate the way I am. I eat out a lot, and I'm out and about a lot. But that with no bother, I can, if I just want to pick up the tab for two people, I would like that. That's what I'd like to do if I had extra money. And I'd have to have a lot of extra money to have that bungalow built on the lake, because that would be my biggest dream.
Right.
A bungalow on the lake.
On waterfront property.
Yeah, but it's a bungalow, you see, and I just like it clean, something I can't do that good.
Okay,
out of pure
confessions.
laziness.
Okay. I don't think we'll say anything more about George Weston, except that I will link it into what's the difference between Weston and his bread price fixing. And I asked you this question over breakfast. Is it worse for Fox News and their nearly $1 billion lawsuit for saying false news?
Well, saying that false news hurt their country.
The whole country.
Yeah, the whole country. And the Weston thing hurt people too, because they had to pay more money for something that really isn't worth that much money.
Right.
Because if it had a free market, then you could go to a cheaper brand.
Yes.
But when they're all the same price, you're screwed.
Unbelievable. You heard it first on The Jim and Terry Show. Maybe. Bye-bye for now.